go out of my fucking way. I waited 4 days, nigga, where y'all at? You gon' make me go out of my fucking way. I waited 4 days, nigga, where y'all at? Go out of my fucking way. I waited 4 days, nigga, where y'all at?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jhammaster J with another recording. And yes, joyner, I'm talking to you. You heard the intro of this video. It has been 5 days. It has been 5 days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Since you have, it's been more than 5 days, not 6 days yet, because Yuck dropped at midnight. It will be when the clock strikes 12. But yeah, man, where are you at? Where are you at? I mean, I'm getting ahead of myself. For those of you who don't know, I just mentioned Yuck. Taking this back, clearly Logic and joyner called Logic out the first time when he came out with the Mask On song. Threw a jab and said, don't compare me to Logic. That's like 100 through a Benz and blah, 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 blah. Then joyner went on Pitchfork and talked about his beef with Logic as far as the Sriracha situation, calling him corny and trying hard to be black and getting upset that he took his track, I'm Sorry, and made a #1 hit out of it. Legitimate gripes, right? Then, joyner went on Everyday Struggle and was talking a lot of trash on Logic, dumping on him. Then, sooner or later, Logic came out with tracks like 44 or More to promote his mixtape, Bobby Tarantino 2. Then joyner ended up releasing a track with Chris Brown called Stranger Things. I believe for his album, they have a collaboration coming on. Then Logic came out with another track called, Overnight. It's okay. And then he came out with Every Day, a track that I did not like. And then Lucas came out with a track called Look Alive and took a couple of shots at Logic. Took, some light shots at Logic. Now, when I heard at least Overnight in 44, I thought Logic took some shots at joyner. Myself, personally, there are quite a few tracks that he took. But then Bobby Tarantino 2 came out. And although they were still subliminal, Logic went full on beast mode. He decided to get direct with joyner. Now, I'm not going to necessarily dissect a bunch of lyrics because the link in the description will actually dissect it, and he does a good job. Shout out to him. He does a good job, talking about Logic's response. I'm just more so going to piggyback off of this. I thought the more powerful lines that Logic said on Yuck were, "You press the issue because I give you more press than your publicist can ever give you." And let's be honest, Lucas has had a lot of viral hits like I'm Sorry, the Ross joint, talking about, the perspective of the shooter and the victim. that was from his last mixtape. Like I said, the Suicide Joint, even though Logic's Suicide Joint actually got him a Grammy nomination, was a number one. And I feel Joyner Lucas was more salty that Logic took his idea, or his management took Lucas's idea and made a number one out of it, when that could have been Lucas's hit. And, Lucas has a right to be salty about that. He has a huge right to be salty about that. Now, with that being said, the fact that, it just like all those viral songs, but yet the biggest thing that came to Joyner Lucas's attention when he goes to Pitchfork and Everyday Struggle is this talk about Logic and his beef. And that gets more press than anything else, in my opinion. And, Logic hit Joyner with that. Another line where he said, "Cats praying I respond, but if I did, I will dead you in this game with no respawn." God damn, Logic hit Joyner pretty hard with that track. Trust me, that's as powerful as you can get. This is Logic saying, "Hey bro, I hear you. I hear you. I hear everything you are saying. But you're not going to get the response you want. I'm just letting you know that right now. I'm speaking to you man to man. I'm not feeding into anything you're giving to me." And, people say, "Oh, he's doing the Drake thing, acting like he's too big to respond." That's because he is. That's because he is. I mean, you heard Logic in the beginning of the track. More achievements for yourself and less talk. And I think so far Logic is, you know what? I'm going to save that point till the end of this analysis. Let's get into the more powerful line that I thought hit Joyner the hardest. When bro said, and I quote, "Constantly comparing yourself to me and feel empty." God damn. Now I know Lucas said stop comparing me to Logic, but the one thing I hate when rappers do their shit, and it pisses me off to the maximum. I hate it when Meek Mill did it on Twitter. I hate it when XXXTentacion did it on DJ Academic Twitch, and I hate it when Lucas is doing it did it on Mask Off. I hate when motherfuckers say stop comparing me to somebody just to stir the pot. Look, if you don't like somebody and you got beef to somebody, just straight up come out and say, "I have beef with somebody." That would literally make more sense than just saying, "Don't compare me to this person." It would make more sense if Kendrick would have come out and said, "Don't compare me to Logic," because people were doing that. It would make more sense if Drake or Kendrick come out and said, "Don't compare me to," if they were to literally say, if Kendrick were to say, "Don't compare me to Drake," and vice versa, because that's what we've been doing. Or Big Sean would say, "Don't compare me to Kendrick." That would make sense, It would make more sense if Nicki or Cardi B were to say, "Stop comparing me to Cardi, stop comparing me to Nicki." It would make more sense. Logic and Joyner does not make sense at all. Nobody's comparing you to Logic. And I hate when rappers do that just to start beef. It really annoying because we know you have different styles and we're not trying to. But that's neither here nor there. Logic had his response and just straight up said, "Man, you're comparing yourself to me and you're the one that's feeling empty. You're the one that's feeling down. You're the one that's feeling depressed. You're the ones that's going on with your albums, calling yourself a piece of crap. Talking about robbing people, breaking into people's houses, wanting an abortion for your baby, cheating on your wife, giving your girlfriend chlamydia. Great songs, by the way. I just want to let you know that, Joyner. They are great songs on your mixtape. But the fact that you're projecting those on Logic, in Logic's words, not mine, just lets us know a lot. And let's be honest, Joyner, you coming off bitter. You're coming off very bitter. And the one thing Logic did that really hit Joyner Lucas hard, in my opinion, was when this motherfucker, at the end of the Yuck song, the Yuck track, had fucking Elton John on the fucking voicemail.
Sing for the moment, I hit the high note. Someone please let Elton John know.
Goddamn, Logic, you not slick. I caught that shade. You really put Elton John in your mixtape to say that he's going to do a track with you. Wouldn't be surprised if he does. But it just, damn, Logic. I know that was Bobby, but still, that was petty. And the fact that you did it in voicemail format to take a dig at Joyner, just to say, hey, on your voicemails, you got people cussing you out, talking about you giving them chlamydia. And on my voicemail, I got Elton John calling me to do songs. You feel empty, bro. Damn, Joyner. Now, I got into an argument with somebody about it, and their excuse is like, well, Logic started it because, he gave a whack verse to Sriracha. First and foremost, let's get one thing straight. That's not Joyner's problem. That's Tech Nine's problem. Tech Nine decided to put it out to the public. If the verse was so whack, cut the verse. Period. Tech Nine could just cut the verse and had Joyner Lucas on there. Now, why did Tech Nine keep the verse on there? I'm not gonna criticize Tech Nine on that. I will say this: I do believe Tech Nine felt like he wanted to have some star power and a selling point for his album, so he figured keep Logic on there because he somewhat went fast. But if I'm Tech Nine, I would have been a little bit more sensitive about it, and I would have just been like, I would have told Logic, I would have paid him the money, of course, for the feature. If he's asking for a price, I would have just paid him the price, but I wouldn't put it on the album. I'm sorry. I would have told him, hey, I wanted you to act fast. If you have time to do it, can you please do it? And if I don't have time to put on my album, I'll just say, hey, look, I felt like you could have went faster on the verse. In my opinion, I'm just going to cut the track off. And I would have had Joyner had the shining moment. Either way, that's Tech Nine's problem, because this is a song on Tech Nine's album, not yours, Joyner. You have to remember that. But I understand that he stole your concept. I understand that. Even though I know you steal too, but Joyner fans will never admit that. But obviously, I would have been, I would have understood if you released your mixtape before that and, somebody had their songs and then they took my idea just so they can go straight to the top. I would have been like, all right. I would have been upset about that. But Joyner, the way you're handling this is all wrong. My beef throughout the whole thing is that Logic, Joyner, you talk throughout the whole situation. And when Logic hits you with a song, you go on Twitter? Really? Really? I literally compare this to the whole Meek Mill situation with Drake. Drake gave you bars, and you went on Twitter talking about Drake don't want these bars, I will scream at him. And then he gave you another song and you took too long to respond. And I understand you should have taken the time you took in to respond. You know, that's always debatable. You should have came out, but you were talking a lot of trash. Logic did not say anything as you were going on this press tour to say what you got to say. But once he went at you, you literally said you could out rap. You literally felt that you were a Honda compared to Logic's Benz. You are a Honda compared to Logic's Benz. You mean to tell me that the roles are reversed and you're the Benz? Because if that's the case, I am very disappointed in you, buddy. And my advice to you, Joyner Lucas, get off of Twitter, make a response. Get off of Instagram, make a response. You have all the time in the world. I'm not telling you to make one tomorrow. I'm not telling you to make one today. But if you're going to go on Instagram and make posts, you're going to have to come out with some bars too, buddy. And that's just being real with you. And with that, I reward you no points. And God have mercy on your soul. This is Jhammaster J. And if you love hip-hop and competitive beef and not BS Twitter actions, follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat. And let me know what you want me to talk about. This is Jhammaster J, signing off with a crotch grab. Peace.